What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Only Builds with Jacob. Today we are working on the dirt work pad for my 30 by 50 metal building. So I started this last night pretty late. It was dark outside, and I just got about, I don't know, maybe 3 inches of some caliche base down, and packed it down pretty good with the skid steer, and then back drug it to knock down the hump so it could dry overnight. Soaked it pretty good, and it's about a little after 10 o'clock, and it's supposed to be almost 90 today in November. So tell me how that makes sense. But yeah, so the plan is to put another 3 inches down or so, get it packed down, and I have a buddy who's going to let me borrow his roller. So we're going to get 3 inches down, get it packed down with the skid steer, and then go get the roller. He lives right down the road. We'll roll this, and then I will start forming it. All right, let's get started. Okay, now that we got the I'll probably put down about 4 inches of caliche. As you can see, I got it smoothed out pretty good. Drove over it a few times. So now that we got that down, I wet it down, and I got to go get some diesel. But we're gonna drive over this back and forth with the skid steer, pack it down as good as we can, wet it down some more, do that, you know, 2 or 3 more times, and then I'll back drag all the little ripples that the tracks leave, and then we'll go get the roller and pack it down real good. Okay, so I actually did a lot of this work last night, and that's why I didn't record, but I did get the slab, or the dirt pad, packed down really well. I actually ended up not using a roller on this. The skid steer did really well, and it packed this really great. And then so last night I went ahead and picked up some lumber and started forming this up. So sorry I didn't record that, but the way I'm gonna do this is like any other metal building, really. This is a 30 by 50, but it has a 1.5 inch sheet ledge that goes right here. So you actually have to do 30 foot 6 inch by 50 foot 6 inch. So that way you subtract the thickness of your forms. So that way your slab will actually be 30 foot 3 inch by 50 foot 3 inch. And then the top of slab, the inside of your shop, will be 30 by 50 exactly, because of that 1.5 inch sheet ledge that goes right here. So the next thing I'm doing right now, I just went and picked this up, is digging the footing all the way around. Now I'm gonna do a 12 by 12 footing, and that should be sufficient. Anyways, let's get started. Okay, so that came out pretty good. Dug a roughly 12 inch footing all the way around from the bottom of the slab here. We were supposed to get some bad storms last night, which we didn't get, but I came out here real quick and added all these kickers all the way around, except for down at this end, because I believe we're probably going to pull that form off to back a truck in here to be able to pour this. So I'm not sure. Now I would pour this myself. It's 1,500 square feet. That's a lot to pour alone, but I just don't have the skill set to do that, and I don't have enough friends with the skills to help me pour this alone, unfortunately. So I've got a crew that I've used in the past who's going to come out and help me pour this. So right now I am going to start putting on the sheet ledge, And then after that, I am going to put the rebar down. So yeah, let's go ahead and do that. And I'll put most of the sheet ledge down, and then I will explain where the garage doors are going to go, and explain what the sheet ledge does. All right, let's do it. Okay, now that I got that sheet ledge on, let's take a look at it and kind of explain what it is. So you can look on the end here and see that this is a 1.5 by 1.5 piece of square lumber. And what this does is the concrete will actually conform to this. So you'll have concrete underneath here and then up to here, and this will be the finished slab height right here. So what this allows is the sheet to actually sit right here, so that way water can't come back up underneath it if it were to ever flood out here. That is how every metal building is done, and if you don't do a sheet ledge, you're going to be kicking yourself. Now right here, once slab is done, there will be a piece of base angle that gets anchored or screwed into the concrete, and it comes up right here, and then that's what your sheet will screw to. But your sheet will sit back down below the finished top of the slab. Now the way I did mine is I have a sheet ledge all the way around. Probably hard to see, but you saw me do it. Over here is where I'm gonna have a 3-foot walk-through door. So you cut this exactly 3 feet and leave that open, so that way your top of slab matches your door opening. Eventually I'll do like a little step right here. I might even go ahead and form it up, because if we have any concrete left over, that'd be perfect for that. Over here I came off. Now remember, the corner of this is finished slab, so this is inside of the shop right here. So I'm gonna be going with 20-foot roll-up doors, 2 of them. So what I did is I took the total finished slab at the top length, which is 50 feet exactly, and I subtracted the width of the doors, which is 20 feet each. So that's 40 feet. That leaves us 10 feet. Now there's going to be 3 sections that have sheets. So you take 10 and divide that by 3. That gives you 40 inches, 3 foot 4 inches. So what you do then is just cut your lumber for your sheet ledge to length. Go ahead and measure to your center. That's really important, because this piece here will either be 40 inch or 41.5, depending on if this one is on this side or this goes all the way to the form, if that makes sense. So if this one goes from, if this one stops on your sheet ledge lumber, it'll be 40 inches. If this goes all the way to the actual form, you got to add 1.5 inches because of the thickness of this one. So I'm gonna have a door, a 20-foot door right through here, and I'm gonna have another 20-foot door right through here. Now if anybody's wondering why this 2x is right here, I had some really warped 2x6s, and so I screwed them together. I actually sandwiched it, as you can see, and I'm gonna leave it like that until we pour. So hopefully over the course of the next week it will bow it in and straighten it out. It'll stay like that. So here is the other piece that is 40 inches, and then I measured to my center and I added another piece 40 inches and put 20 inches down the center, and I measured just to double check that that was correct, and it is perfect. All right, well, this is really starting to come together. I'm actually really happy with everything I've done so far. This is the biggest forming and dirt work job I've ever done by myself. So yeah, let's go ahead and get the rebar and put that in. We're gonna do number 3 rebar at 18-inch centers all the way around, and number 4 rebar in the footing. Alright, so that turned out pretty well. I got almost every piece of rebar in. I've got to go get a couple more pieces to go right along here. And let's see, a couple pieces, like one piece over there, and then everything that goes inside the footing here. And then you saw me go ahead and dig a small little trench here. This is where I'm going to put water. So I'm just going to run a sleeve, like a PVC sleeve, temporarily. Well, I say temporarily, it'll come up right here on this side of the form, like somewhere like right here. It'll come straight up, and then I'll just run some PEX in there whenever I'm ready to tie the water in. And then I did the same thing over here, and this is going to be for the electrical, but I'm hitting some really hard caliche down in here because that's, you know, that's what we've got out here at this property. But same thing, I'll run some 2-inch conduit in here, and then I will 90 up, and it will come out like right here, roughly, something like that. So that's where electrical is going to come in. So we're going to have a door, walk-through door there, and then right past the door a little bit will be an electrical panel. I want the electrical panel close to the door in case of an emergency. I've already gone through and tied all of these cross sections. I just used some tie wire and a tie wire tool, one of these right here, and just, as you can see, you hook it in there and then you just turn it like that, tie it up, and you're good. And I also dug out 2 little areas for a deeper pad. This is where I plan to put a 15,000-pound lift at some point for the truck, because that truck is a 4500 and it weighs quite a bit. So I'd rather have more than less. So usually those call for about 8 inches thick. So that will be the next part of the video, which is Friday, but for you guys is going to be somewhere like right now. right, so it hasn't even been 24 hours and the pour didn't really go as planned yesterday. It was pretty frustrating, not on my concrete guy's part, but on the concrete company. We ordered 4 trucks and one was an hour late. The second one was about 30 minutes late. Third one came about 20 minutes later, and the fourth one was like an hour and 20 minutes late. The only thing that really saved us was the temperature yesterday. I mean, it was pretty low, and luckily they didn't put any reducer or accelerator. I mean, they didn't put any accelerator in the concrete because it was supposed to be in the 60s, but it actually stayed closer to the 50s. And so luckily concrete didn't dry any at all. It took all day. Those guys didn't leave till like 7 o'clock last night, and they were here at 9 o'clock in the morning because, you know, it just took so long to finish the surface because of how cool it was out, and it just wasn't drying. But regardless, this is the finished product, and I think it came out extremely nice. I like this little tapered lip that they put in for me. I was gonna do it a little bit different, but I don't mind that at all. So I made all these anchor plates, all of them. This is for the door purlins, the vertical door purlins. Obviously these are for the 8-inch I-beams right here. Same for this one, is for the door purlin, and this one is for the 12-inch I-beam. And I'm gonna own up to a mistake I made. I made a mark a couple days ago, and I marked it wrong, and that was center, and this is center. This is supposed to be, you know, that's center on the plate. This mark was supposed to be here, lined up. You know, I got that one down there correct, but this one was off. Now what really saved me here is that I did such a big plate. These are 12¼ inch by 12¼ inch plates, so over 3 inches lines up right about here, and the I-beam flange is 4 inches, so it only goes 2 inches over this way, 2 inches over this way, and from here to the end of this plate is 3 inches. So I will still have 1 inch of play right here, so that's not a big deal. It just bugs me that I didn't pay attention. So when I tell you guys you really need to pay attention, I mean it. You really need to pay attention sometimes, because if you rush, you can make a big mistake. I'm so fortunate that that's not going to bite me in the butt. But anyway, as we keep going, you'll see, you know, the other plate. So again, these are going to be 20-foot doors. I'm supposed to pick those up this weekend. This is another plate for the 8-inch I-beams, because you're going to have 8-inch I-beam on the end walls and 12-inch I-beam for the main frame, which is right down the center. And then I put these anchor plates in for the door to weld to. Instead of trying to drill into the concrete and anchoring it to the concrete, I will just tack weld it. It's a lot quicker, a lot easier. And what I did with, I think I already told you guys about these pipes, and it being mine, I don't really care about them being bent or crooked. I will take a heat gun to it and get it nice and straight whenever I start building this. Here's another anchor plate. Here's that 12-inch anchor plate, which you can see I got this one right because that's my center mark, and that's my center mark right there. I got that one spot on. So if you look down this line, I don't know if you can see it. No, you can't, but it shows, but luckily it is not bad. And last but not least, this last anchor plate right down here for the 8-inch I-beam. And if you look at this just right, This has a really nice shine to it. I was just so tickled last night on how good it came out. Very happy with the work. So, but then I walked out this morning and I saw water all over the ground, and decided to investigate. And it looks like one of the concrete trucks, or all the concrete trucks, when they drove over, pulling in and pulling out, that they compressed this 90 down on top of the pipe that it's connected to. I didn't install this. This was already installed, because there's a hose bib over here and hose bib over here, and that's what this one goes to. It goes straight to that hose bib. So yeah, I'm gonna have to keep digging this out and get that fixed. But for this video, I'm gonna call that done. I've got to pull the forms, but that's boring. There's no reason to see, you know, to record that. So the next part of this series, I'm going to call it a series because it's probably what it's going to be, is probably putting up the frame. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to do that until late January. I don't think. I'm very busy. But I do have another video that I'm going to be doing, and that's going to be fixing those scissor lifts. They work, but they just need new wiring. Not harness wiring. They need new battery wiring. So I'm gonna let this concrete cure up, and then I'm gonna set those scissor lifts on this concrete, have somewhere nice to work, and fix those. I'm gonna record that, so this video will come out, that video will come out, and then more than likely you will see towards February sometime the process of this building going up. So anyways, guys, I really appreciate you guys watching. I hope this was pretty informative on this portion of the job, and if you have any questions or anything, just leave a comment below. And as always, this is Only Builds with Jacob. On to the next one.